Morning, Bob. How are you? Had a good week?
Yeah, not too bad, has you?
Yeah, good week. Yeah, not bad, thank you. I've got a little riddle for you today, actually.
Cool.
So, riddle me this. Think about a loyalty program. It's big. It's 180 million members. They're looking to IPO for about $2 billion valuation.
Mhm.
It has an app, and the login rate is about 35 times a month. So very
Quite a lot.
high frequency. But it has never once given any points, discounts, stamps, pennies, or cashback away ever. Any idea who that is?
No, and you sure this is a loyalty program?
Oh, yeah, I think it is. Well, this is the debate.
Oh,
Well, the
okay, cool.
brand is Strava, the sport and movement app.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to argue that this is an extremely clever loyalty program, and I'll tell you why. So, are you aware of Strava? Do you know them?
Yeah, I'm aware of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not a signed up member, obviously, but
No,
yeah.
I am. I've been using it for years. I mean, I'm a loyal member. I've been a Strava member, God, I don't know, 15, 20 years maybe, probably around about the time that they started. And I've used it for cycling, still do, for football,
Mm,
for boxing, for running when before the knees completely collapsed. But I've used it a lot, and it's a really great tool. What's great about it is it's not aligned to a specific piece of equipment or a specific brand. You haven't got to buy an exercise bike. You haven't got
well, I
to,
was going to ask that.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's independent of that. So I use a Garmin watch to integrate to Strava. I don't really
Mm.
use the Garmin health facility. I put it all into Strava. And what's great about Strava is it's all about community. And I'll go on to talk about it and we can debate whether we think this is genuine loyalty or not.
But do you pay for the subscription?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you do. Now
Okay.
there is a free membership. I do subscribe because I want the extra features. But there is I used to be on the free membership. But yeah, there is a subscription value per year.
Yeah, I get it now because I check my steps on my Apple phone 3 or 4 times a day. So you threw me a little bit when you said 35 times a month, but that
Yeah.
sounds. I probably do more than that
Well,
in
we'll
terms
we'll
of being.
come on to that. I think part of the
Yeah.
reason is that people will be training, cycling, running, doing whatever, and
Mm.
it's not very kind of, it doesn't feel massively athlete led. It's very sociable, and I think so. People are putting their walks, their runs, etc. They're putting all their activity in, so they probably go in 2 or 3 times a week for that. But what also does is it allows community communication. It's like a social platform. So
Yeah, I was going to ask. So
yeah.
what's the difference? But what makes this so much greater than the
Oh,
health thing that I've got on my Apple?
I am
Um,
so glad you've asked. I've got a few points actually. So the first one
yeah,
is
go
this
on.
community piece. So it is kind of social validation through loyalty. So you will go on there and train. It pops up. It put your run, your whatever in there. And other people that are connected to you, that you follow and they follow you, they will see that activity and then they can give you kudos. So they can say, oh, well done, great run, etc., etc. So it makes it kind of a social platform. And there's this saying around Strava is that if it's not on Strava, it didn't happen. So you might go to the pub and go, oh, I did a run, blah, blah. If it's not on Strava, nobody's believing you. And it's a bit of banter, it's a bit of fun, but it's kind of indoctrinated. And I don't believe Strava kind of invented that. That has
So it
just
sounds like a kind of Facebook for people that want to get fit.
exactly that. Either get fit or just maintain a level of fitness. Now there are kind of leaderboards and things like that, and I'll come on to that. But
Hmm.
actually, it's not just about fitness. It's actually just about people kind of interacting around their general fitness goals. Um, so the next thing is localization. So although this is a global app and there's like 180 million plus members, they've actually localized it very, very cleverly. So they've created kind of local rivalry where you will get a notification of being a local legend for your particular area. And this actually happened to me. This is why this came to front of mind for me, is that about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I go mountain bike riding every Saturday morning.
Mm.
And a group of us from the village, we all go out and we ride around all the fields and woods and whatever. And there's this one little section that we ride down. We rattle down this path through the woods and we emerge out into this field at the bottom, and it's quite good. You can get a bit of speed up, and it's a bit of fun.
Mm.
And then, so we all did it. And then about 2 or 3 hours later, I get an email from Strava saying, "Oh, Tom, you're no longer a local legend for that particular part of your ride. You have lost your local legend to Adam Skinner." And Adam Skinner is one of the guys that I ride with. So you can imagine much hilarity, me taking a screenshot of this email, sending it round the group, a few swear words. "What have you done, Skinner? You've knocked me off the pedestal." And this is
Mm.
exactly what this localization is about. It creates this kind of social sharing and this enjoyment, and just generally you can see that you're.
So, so do they know you rode with him, or do they just track this guy
No, they will know. They will. Well, they won't know for sure. But what they'll do is they'll say, "Oh, these 6 or 7 blokes are riding the same route at the same time. They
right?
almost certainly are together." And they can probably group it. They could probably see in the data that we do that most Saturdays and blah blah blah. So
Got it.
it didn't refer to him as one of my co-riders. He didn't go that far. But they do know that you are. It will say you're riding with these people on your when you publish your ride. It will say you were with Ian and Adam and blah blah.
Okay, so if we look at this as a loyalty program, it's not tracking transactions. It's not really kind of issuing you with any points or anything. So, if you had to summarize it, what are the key things that you're getting out of it?
I think,
Communication's one, but
yeah. So I think that localization is good. I think there's kind of the other things that you're getting out of it are all kind of uh, either progression or kind of bragging rights related. So there's leaderboards, so you can see, oh, it'll tell you you're the 10th fastest person up this hill on your bike in your area, and it'll say things like that. You could be king of the mountain or queen of the mountain on your bike, or the fastest runner, or the most distance ran in your local area, etc., etc. So it's a little bit of kind of kudos and
mm,
bragging rights, and just makes you feel good. But you can also track your own achievements and your own goals. You can set objectives, etc. And then, of course, you can see your progression. So all of these things kind of fit into how it interacts. And the other apps will do that. But the reason people are willing to pay for Strava, I believe, is for this kind of community piece. If you do it through your Apple, if I do it through my Garmin, it doesn't necessarily create that social network in the same way. I think that they do have that functionality, but Strava have really nailed it down. So that for me is where they really exceed. And the last thing actually is ease of use. So although I use my Garmin watch and Garmin is integrated to Strava, Strava is much easier to use than Garmin. So they've
hmm
nailed it down on that, in my opinion, but they've nailed it down on that part as well.
So you've been using this 15 years.
So yeah, I would imagine.
They're leading the way in community, and no one's really tried to copy them.
Well, I don't know actually. I think when you log into Garmin, which I don't do very often at all, but when I
Yeah.
log into Garmin, you can follow people, you can get people to follow you, etc. But because everybody is on Strava,
Yeah. Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
going to bother? So, and I wonder if Strava has kind of taken first mover advantage a little bit, or just created that kind of global appeal where everyone's like, "Oh, I need to be on Strava because everyone's on Strava."
hmm
So yeah, I think, and I wonder also if I was a professional athlete, maybe I don't use Strava. Maybe there are other tools that are better. But for
hmm
kind of just a middle-aged guy who's getting a bit of exercise and wants to be a bit social, and I want to see how my mates are doing. I want my mates to see how I'm doing. I think it's great. It's a really interesting
Mm.
platform.
I mean, look, I don't think it's a loyalty program. I think it's a program that's built around a passion, and therefore what it's helping you do is maintain that passion. So the communication on top of that is kind of got the one that motivates you to keep logging it, to motivates you to keep. I mean, I like it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
So why
it's
is
like
it
hang,
not? Why is it not a loyalty program? If I've been using it for 15 years, if I've spent subscription value, maybe for 10 years.
So you're basing it on a loyalty program because you've paid for it?
Well, I'm basing it on a loyalty program because I've used it for so long. I can't think of many other brands that I've used exclusively for that long, and therefore it's kept me loyal. It's kept me retained.
So what I would say is I've been with Sky for 17 years.
Yeah,
Now, they do have a loyalty program, but that's not why I've been with them. I've been with them for the content.
correct.
And I would argue that you've been with STRAVA for 17 years or 15 years for similar reasons, because it's kept you in the game and it's driven by content. I pay for Sky and you pay for STRAVA.
That's an interesting one. I think Sky maybe is driven by content. I think Strava is not driven by content because I'm creating the content. I think Strava is driven by ease of use, and it's driven by that social aspect. I'm not excited to see how many people will comment on my Garmin post because I never even look at it. But I am excited to see how many people give me kudos every Saturday lunchtime, 2 hours after I've ridden. I'm like, oh, I wonder if anyone's seen it. And I'm like, oh, look, I got 17 people gave me a thumbs up, one commented, and I also got a silver medal for going up that particular hill. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm addicted to. I guess it's that little dopamine and that little.
Well, you're addicted to content, but you're addicted to user-generated content.
Yeah. Well, why not?
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah. So, just pause there. Yeah, if I had a Strava app, I'd have loads of people posting about me, telling me that my bike hasn't been out in 3.5 years, and
Yeah.
and I haven't been on either of my skateboards for 6, and I've been on my sofa for far too long. That's what it would say. Although
Yeah.
it would say that I've taken a yoga class every night for the last week.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you should put that on there. You can do that.